So again, welcome everyone. Welcome to your heart, welcome to your soul, welcome wherever you are at this moment in your emotions, in your physical place, and in the longings of your soul. I would like to invite you to close your eyes for a moment so that we come together into the synergy of sacred place and sacred space. So take a moment to imagine yourself entering into a place that is deeply sacred for you, that holds the magic. A place that can be nature, or maybe it is a place that you visited at some point, a temple or a cathedral, a cave. Something that your soul recognizes immediately as sacred. And that is the place where we are entering together in order to connect with the voice of the drums. And as you allow this special place to come into the screen of your imagination and your memory, use your senses to feel yourself there. It could be you're already there because you're sitting in front of your altar or on your meditation cushion. Let your body really feel and recognize the spatialness of this space, the sacredness, the place that invites you to reverence and devotion, that invites your heart and your soul to embrace the light and to embrace love. Take a deep breath and let your entire body and mind and heart sink into this place even more deeply. And with a deep breath, open your eyes. And I'm going to say a few words about where we are and what our intentions are, since this is our first meeting. In the School of the Origins, the tradition, the pathway, let's say, that I embrace and transmit, the drums of light is the place where we go for practices, is the place where we go to recenter ourselves, to learn tools and practice skills, and to remember what helps us stay centered and grounded and embracing our own values and feeling that deep, profound compassion for ourselves and for others. So it is a sacred place. When we gather together around the ancient voice of the drum, both physically or symbolically, as I said, it doesn't matter if you don't have a drum or a rattle with you. You always have your hands if your body wants to participate in the rhythm, or you just let your entire body tune into the frequency of the drum and receive its message, receive its blessings. So whenever we gather together around this ancient voice, we remember that what it represents for us is, first of all, the presence of the ancestors. The School of the Origins has one of its main intentions to go back and to harvest and connect with the most ancient forms of wisdom and wholeness that our species can remember, that our species has lived, and bring it all the way to our present through our DNA, through our memory, and through our visioning. So the presence of the ancestors is something we call in, and that the drum allows us to connect with more more easily. The second level of representation is the heartbeat of life. Really that sense of allowing us to feel the pulse of the life force that's moving through us and that is moving throughout the universe. And the third aspect of embracing the voice of the drum has to do with our personal intention of aligning as much as possible and as often as possible to the highest purpose of our own soul. So the drum becomes a friend, becomes a companion that allows us to move closer and closer, layer after layer, to the true nature, the essence of who we are. In Soul Collage terms, we could say with the resonance of our soul essence, but also with the unique colors that our personality brings forth to the world. So if we really look at these three aspects, we see that the drum is a vehicle, a kind of a bridge of communication between our own spirit and the spirit of creation. It is not the only vehicle. You probably know many other vehicles that help you enter into that, stepping into that bridge and connecting your personal story to the larger story. But in a way, the drum might be the most ancient one that human beings have used for this purpose. So when a physical drum is embraced this way, when its beat is produced and heard in this way, we are automatically entering into sacred space. And the intention of these encounters is not to debate or exchange opinions. We have hopefully many other channels of communication for that. This is a moment to practice together and to step into that place in synergy with one another. So the qualities that I am invoking in our gathering is compassion and love for self and for others, and also reverence, so that we can nurture consciousness, that amazing magical gift that we carry at the very core of our soul, and that we need right now more than ever, so that together we can support each other to build up that spiritual critical mass that will support us in navigating any kind of difficulties, including these very challenging times, but also it will give us courage and clarity, but will also resonate and expand into our communities so that we can move together towards many are now calling the new normal. And we all have beautiful visions and ideas about what this new normal, what is the heart of this new normal. And we will work on that as well when we're going to do the visioning part. The first thought that comes to me in terms of a new normal, I have a sense of divesting. I would have the hope that greed, prevarication, and ignorance would not be part of the equation, or they would be, maybe that is my idealistic thinking. Let's say that they would be so greatly diminished that the kind of suffering that they cause would be much more easily taken care of. So I would like to start with the voice of the drum. And whenever we open a gathering, we use the drum, and as I said, you can use your hands or just your own heartbeat in order to invite the space, the environment to resonate with our intent. And in this case, we are going to first salute each other, salute our spiritual family, especially for those who are Soto veterans, you know exactly who I'm talking about. Salute the spirits of the land. Salute the beauty and the energies that is around you, whatever language you chose to use. It's a greeting. Hello, I am here. I have this intent. Please support me. And then we are going to ask support and permission for doing this work together. So what I'd like to do to start is to use the drum for this invocation so that we start building up this energy. We start building up the connection by all tuning in together with the rhythm of the drum. I'm going to keep us all muted except for my drum, because I am afraid that if all of us are unmuted, the cacophony will be the result rather than a harmony. The intention in terms of drumming together is to tune as much as you can with the mother drum. This is not a moment when we are playing the drum. We are actually, in a way, praying with the drum, with the support of the drum. So the more we create sound synergy, the stronger is the energetic vortex, the energetic space that we create for one another. So if you have your drum, this is the moment to up. Otherwise, make yourself comfortable, relax, open your mind and open your heart and open your body to the resonance of the drum, to the voice of the ancestors as we say, hello, thank you, help us, give us permission and support into this intent of evolving towards a goodness that is going to be good for as many people as possible on the planet. So welcome back. I have used the drum in the past in individual sessions. I've never done it in a group. So I'm gonna look for a moment at the messages in case there is some comment on the quality of the sound. And yes, please make sure that you are muted when we drum, because otherwise the resonance is going to be a little strange. Okay. Someone is saying that the sound quality is too fuzzy. So I will try to remember every time to remind everybody to mute yourselves. And someone is suggesting to change a little bit my microphone so that my sound can be louder. I was afraid of deafening people, so I was drumming very softly in order not to create too much disturbance. So thank you. And here we are. So what I'd like to do now is for us to take a moment to just recognize this suggestion, this invitation of when I'm entering into a sacred space, when I'm stepping into a practice because I want to express a longing of my soul, or if I want to express an intention and asking for support. Again, the sequence that is very important and traditional in many traditional paths and cultures and indigenous cultures is always to salute and introduce yourself, and then to give gratitude, and then to ask for permission and support. This is the basic. You can make it as elaborate as you wish. Or as simple as you wish. But the intention is really to enter into resonance, enter into vibration, and acknowledging all the natural forces and spiritual forces that are around us all the time. What I'd like to move into right now, it's another practice that is very helpful for grounding and centering, and that has to do with sound. There have been really wonderful interesting studies recently on how useful it is to sing, to chant, or to make sounds, or to hum in order to meet the balance of the body, especially of the vagus, which is this amazing long nerve that is like a tree, it's spreading into our entire system, and that is so susceptible to anxiety and to stress. And we know that right now we are in a moment of great challenges. And if even if I feel quite good actually and balanced and blessed by what I am experiencing at this time, I know that there are a lot of people that are not in the same place of balance and alignment. So let's do some sounding together. This first sound that I invite you to do is a sound that you want to direct down from your belly into your feet, and from your feet down into the earth. So take a moment to align your body and feel as comfortable and with your spine as aligned as possible. And let's go into a very deep, low vibration, dense sound like let's so please practice it for a couple of moments, couple of breaths. Now bring your imagination to meet the sound and feel its sprouting, it's coming to life around your diaphragm. And then see this sound like a liquid energy that moves down into your belly, into your legs, into your feet, and then penetrates into the surface of the planet, of the earth, going down into the ground and connecting you to the center of the planet. So let's do this in 3 long breaths and let your body participate and your imagination participate into this deep grounding. Feel your body, every cell in your body turning towards the depth, turning towards the roots, looking down, moving towards the center of the planet. And then with the next breath, allow the energy, the presence, the unique vibration of those depths that are part of our ecosystem, although we cannot reach them physically, only in the imagination. Let that vibration, that frequency come up to nourish your own roots and to move into your feet, into your legs, and up into your belly and settle right there at your diaphragm. Feel its power, its presence, its resonance with the planet. We are inviting the spirit of matter, the spirit of density, to give us gifts and grounding us. And with the next breath, take a moment from your diaphragm to move your breath up instead of down, and to move up into your upper chest, into your head, into your crown, and then moving up out of your crown towards the light as much as you can. We'll practice with 3 breaths, and then we'll do 3 more breaths, connecting the imagination very strongly with the experience of the body. 3 deep breathing, and the sound here is the most fine and subtle you can produce, like the vibration of the wings of a hummingbird or the buzzing of a bee. Just take a moment to notice how your body is feeling as you're stretching your breath up towards the light, towards infinite space. And the next 3 breaths, practice bringing up this sound, reaching up for the light, for the spirit of infinity, the spirit of mystery. Let's do 3 breaths together. When you have completed this breath, just take a moment to notice, how is my body feeling right now? Reach up and receive the frequency, the vibration of light and infinity. And let the spirit of that mystery enter the body and settle into the diaphragm area. And just take a moment to place your hands on your diaphragm. And as you breathe, use your imagination and also your body sensations to stretch the breath in both directions. Going up, down into the deepest, profound places, and up into the almost the unimaginable infinity. And observe the sensations in your body. Both the sounds, the breath, and the imagination come together to help us conquer a sense of grounding, of really be present with yourself, connected, and open to gifts from the above and the below, the two great polarities, the two great opposites that contain us at all times. So what I would like us to do right now is to hum together, and I'm going to unmute the group and see how it works, if it does, if it is possible. So let's make the humming 3 long breaths of humming. Another sound, another practice that combines the breath and the body, that is very helpful in aligning and diminishing stress. So if you have any other noise around you, please unmute yourself again, but now I'm muting everyone.
Starting from.
When you complete the humming, take a deep breath. And we're going to use the drum again to help our body integrate this sensation and this intention of remaining aligned and connected with the above and the below as we walk through life. So we'll drum for a couple of minutes, and I'm going to turn the volume up a little bit and see if it helps to hear the drum a little better. It would be wonderful to see your drums on the screen. Thank you. Oh, how beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, such a joy. Let's take a moment of silence to just let this sink in. So one of the many gifts and many uses of the drum is that of helping ourselves anchor an experience. It's almost a conversation that we can have with our cells and bring them together because they naturally vibrate in resonance with the drumming. Because there is something precious that we want to remember, something precious that we want to bring into our cellular memory. So I would like to move into the blessing, and I will talk a little bit about what blessing means to me, what blessings is for the School of the Origins, because it is such a wonderful practice of spirit, body, mind integration. So when I talk about blessing in this instance, I am not talking about any specific tradition or spiritual practice. I am not blessing in the name of myself, of course, or in the name of a specific divinity. I am allowing myself to become a vehicle of the life force. And the intention when we offer a blessing is, first of all, to ask permission to make sure that the object, let's say, of our offering is open to receive it. There is no need to force anything. It's a gift. Blessing is really a gift. And so I ask for permission. I make myself a vehicle of light, of life force, of love, allowing as much of myself, my personality, and my history to step aside for a moment because they have no part into this intention. And the intention, the fundamental intention of a blessing is that of inviting, let's say, the object of our gift, of our offering, to move towards what is most useful for its evolution. This is a long conversation that we cannot have right now, but sometimes we bless someone when we wish for healing and we wish for a change, but how do we know and what do we know? For me, a blessing that is really an opening, an invitation for life to flow, for the destiny, the soul essence of the person or the animal or the plant or the rock towards which I am directing the blessing is so beyond my human comprehension. And so I invite all of us, as we do this blessing, to open up to this space of mystery, this space of not knowing, that nevertheless contains a very clear intention for the transformation that brings forward evolution, for the greatest benefit of whoever is at the receiving end. And the beauty of entering this space of being vehicle, of being empty, and giving space to the most coherence-producing qualities of the universe, light, love, and transformation, is also nourishing us. So in blessings, there is always this beautiful mutuality that takes place. I am offering myself as a vehicle. I am offering a gift. There is that giving, but in the same time, I am receiving. And the last step, usually in this kind of blessings, and you know, there are many kinds. I don't want to go contrary to any other ways that you have already been practicing. This is an invitation to something that is very universal and very cross-cultural. But the other aspect of this mutuality is that I also receive blessings from the being or the creature that I'm offering blessings to, because there is a feedback in this giving and receiving. And sometimes I ask it also, you know, loudly. I'm open to receive your blessings. I am entering into this exchange, into this mutuality, absolutely as an equal. And I am just offering what I know to promote the flow of the life force and the benefit for this being or this creature. So considering the times that we are in, and considering that there is a lot of stress and there is a lot of anxiety, there are lots of emotions that are moving around into the collective unconscious, into the collective air. And we will direct our blessings to different aspects in these 4 weeks. But today I would really start with blessing the pain, blessing the anxiety, blessing the fear, blessing the irritability, blessing the loss. Directing the blessing to some of the most difficult and dense emotions that even if we are not experiencing personally, we know that are circulating on the planet very, very strongly in this moment. I'm not going to go into more thinking. I would like for us to just take a moment to together to take into consideration pain. Pain as almost a coagulated presence. Our own pain, if we are experiencing any, the pain of others, those we know or those we don't know. And then to consider the fear and the anxiety that are also vibrating in our environment right now. The irritability that goes with that often, and the sense of loss, the many lives that were taken by this health crisis that we are experiencing. So let's take a moment to once again align. We have the vibration of the sounds, we have the humming, we have the voice of the ancestors, of the heartbeat of the life force, our intention of coming closer and closer to our essence. And closing the eyes and standing comfortably and straight, allowing our spine to become a straight channel of the light force, open, selfless. We set that intention at the center of our soul of being vehicle for the mystery of life, for the benevolence of the life force. With the intention of bringing evolution and transformation, and most of all, an attitude of compassion without judgment. And when you feel ready, use your body in whatever ways feels right in this moment. Imagining the pain, the anxiety, the fear, the irritability, the loss. And maybe use your hands to transmit this blessing, making yourself a vehicle. And as you do that, I will drum softly. And use your breath to stay in alignment with this intention, with this compassion, and this absence of judgment.
We can't hear you.
You cannot hear me? I'm sorry for interrupting like this.
Now we can, but you disappeared.
I was drumming. Can you hear the drum?
Now it's good.
Now it's good. Thank you. Sorry for the interruption. We're all learning. Let's take another minute so that we can exit this space of blessing in an harmonious way.
You need to take your earphones off because we're not getting any sound. You have to unplug them.
I unplugged them. Are they is it working or not?
No. After this, no. It's not working.
Yeah. If you have a headset with a mic, that might help at the next time.
I'm gonna stop here as we try to figure out these technical things, because I was drumming with the headset and then I was drumming without the headset using the microphone of the webcam. So maybe these microphones are not tuned to the sound of the drum, only to the voice. So I will be curious in the chat to know if some of you might have heard the drum and some of you maybe didn't hear the drum. So for now, if you don't hear me, so if you cannot hear me speaking, I have the volume quite high. So you might have to turn the volume on in your computer. But maybe someone is saying maybe Zoom works well with voices, but not drum. Or I've done drums and I have done music, but not in a large group. So maybe the Zoom is considering the drum as I'm reading your messages. Thank you so much for supporting these technical aspects as a background noise, and it just erases it. So now I am louder. Yes, I turned the volume even further up. Let me do one more little experiment, see if you can hear the drum. if I put it really, really close to the Can you hear it?
Okay. Yeah. It starts with several notes and then it disappears.
So it receives it in the beginning and then it eliminates it. Okay, we're gonna try another way in a moment.
But it worked in the beginning.
Yeah.
We didn't have any problem with it in the beginning.
Huh, that's very interesting. So I'm gonna go back into the webcam. I'm gonna go back into the webcam and see how it is. Experimenting and then yeah. So thank you so much for hanging in there while we figure out how the voice of the drum is willing or not willing to reach us all. I'd like for you to take your pen and journal right now. And just take a moment to reflect, especially on the experience of the blessing. Is there anything that came up for you? And how was your body responding to this offering, to this opening, to giving and receiving? Just take 2 minutes to enter into this reflection. So from whatever has emerged in your journaling and in your experience so far, I would like for you to harvest a seed of visioning. And the intention was to do a journey together, a brief journey together in order to expand on this visioning. And when I'm talking about visioning, I'm really talking about our innate capacity of engaging our imagination, our inner wisdom, and our knowledge in order to bring forth an image, a representation of something positive for the planet, for the collective, for ourselves, depending on what our inner impulse is directing us towards in this moment, knowing that whenever we bring something that is life-giving, that is expanding, that is imbued with love and consciousness, whether it is just for our own selves or for another person or for a group or a collective, it benefits everyone. So continue to journal for one more moment and see, in this moment, we are in a complete state of unknown in terms of how this pandemic will evolve. We have very little knowledge so far of what this virus is really about and what it is doing. And we don't know what the consequences of its presence are going to be. The unknown is always with us, and right now it is with us more than ever. So if I am given the opportunity of visioning something for a new normal, as we were saying earlier, for something that I wish for us as a species to share. What is this vision? What is this seed? And just in a few words, write down, this is my dream, this is my vision, this is my gift, this is my hope, this is my blessing. So that we can journey together and really give space to the voice of the drum, to this dream. So please complete the sentence that you are writing. So I changed the system again. You probably see that my image has changed. I'm using a different camera and a different sound access. And it is true, drums are difficult to record digitally, but I've done several journeys with drums with individuals online, and there was no problem. So something like the pool, as we say in Soul Collage, is playing with us right now. So my invitation right now is to lean back and enter into a journey with the drum or any other vehicle has to do with opening up the space of our intuition, our ability to see into different strands of time and space, and to bring in, to nurture, to expand our intention. So if you are familiar with shamanic journeying, you do it the way you have always used to do. If you are not, I invite you to enter with your imagination into a square, because here our intention for this gathering is to bring some movement, some blessing, some life force, some energy into an expansion of consciousness that is going to help ourselves as individuals, but also our collectives, our communities. So the square in sacred geometry is a symbol of a group, of a large group, of the collective. And in a way, it is also a symbol of Earth. So we are offering our vision to the entire planet. And if you're not familiar with drum journey, let yourself relax and let your body resonate with the drum. Use your imagination. You can hear it. I hope you'll be able to hear it. Let your imagination step into the square. And in the center of that square, as you enter it, plant the vision that you have just captured in your journaling. After that, we'll do this for a few minutes, and then we'll have a moment of sharing. And hopefully next time when we meet again, we will be able to have less technical problems. And also, some of this will be more familiar for each one of us so that we can take a step forward together into deepening the practices even more. So unless there is any question or difficulty, I would like for you to relax and prepare yourself for this moment of visioning. If you, some of us journey better while drumming at the same time. Some of us, even if they have a lot of experience with the drum already, much prefer to journey following the drum that someone else is beating. So this is, especially for those of you who have a lot of experience with the drum, do whatever is right for you. And before we enter completely, I'd like to know if the sound is better now. Yes? Okay, very good. So let's all take a big breath together. Tune into our center. Use your body, your breath, your mind, and your heart for this alignment. Remember the seed that you're planting into our collective unconscious and into the synergy of this group. At the first drum beat, enter the square in your imagination. Plant the seed for the benefit of your own evolution and for the benefit of all. Just take a moment to breathe yourself out of this space, returning to your body, taking all the time you need. And if it feels right, you can turn to your pen and journal and take a few notes about what you have seen, what you have felt or experienced or heard. So we only have a few minutes left. If a few of you would like to ask a question, make a comment, or especially share what has come through. I welcome that. And then I'm going to do a little experiment of unmuting everyone and see what happens, since we're all learning how the drums are responding to different combination of microphones and all of that. And then I look forward to seeing you in a couple of days. So is there if you would like to share something, please unmute yourself. We only have a couple of minutes for this.
I thought it was a very interesting exercise, Mary Pruna. I wanted to follow your instructions to plant the seed in the square. And when I had my bag walking towards the square in my mind's eye, I went to take my seed and a wind came and it blew my seeds in my bag and it casted it far, far away through mountaintops. And I could see my seeds flowing away and I was questioning, where are my seeds going? I'm a bit frustrated because I was supposed to be following the instructions. But then once the seeds stopped flowing all over the place, I had one seed left and I went back to my square and I put the one seed back in my square. So I thought it was an interesting visualization and it left very strong feelings with me. So thank you.
You're very welcome, Angela. And the invitation is really open the door and see what your imagination does and where your intuition takes you, where spirit, takes you. And so who knows, I feel that you did just the right thing. And it will be interesting even to dialogue with those seeds and say what other squares they were looking for, where were they going? So I think it's really important for us to keep practicing and trusting our intuition and knowing that when we are in that sacred space, in that place of reverence, in that place of, of openness and love and compassion, there's nothing wrong. Mm-hmm. There's only information that comes through from which we can learn. If there is one, you're welcome, Angela, thank you. If there is one more person that wishes to share, then we'll do the closing drumming together.
I will share.
Hi, Sylvia.
I planted the golden seed of slowing down. And it grew into consciousness, which grew into formlessness and releasing ego. And I could feel all that. I knew it was heading towards oneness, but I couldn't get it quite to oneness yet. But that's what happened for me.
That's beautiful. And again, you can ask the seed, go back into the experience, especially if it left a trace in you. Sometimes a journey has more impact than in other times, but if it has that sense of impact and intimacy, Rita, I would really say go back into that sensation, follow the thread, use your breath and ask, what am I seeing here? What is the meaning of this? Do you have something to tell me? Thank you. So let us, let me see, I have a, oh, that's beautiful. If you write in the chat some of your seeds, even if you don't have the time to share them, I will post them along with the recording of this video so that we can also resonate with the words and the naming of these seeds, of this vision, of this hope together. So in order to close, let's open everyone mic, unless if you have other noises around you that are not your hands, your drum, or your rattle, please remute yourself. But now I am going to, Laura, did you want to say something? Yes, Laura Pieretti.
Yes, Peggy Lee is asking where she can watch the recording.
Oh, I will post the link on my Facebook page, so everyone can find the link. Thank you. So I'm going to unmute everyone, and we're just gonna try jump into this connection together with the drum. Let's again take a deep breath together. Breathe together into this energy of the group. Ask for the blessings and Pastor continue drumming for as long as the So I look forward to our next time together. And for now,
We cannot hear you, Maria Bruna.
Really?
No.
I just can't believe that. Can you hear me now?
Very distant.
I have no idea. I haven't changed anything. Well, it means that it's time to say goodbye. We have to get the lessons, right, from wherever they come. So, thank you so much for being here. I look forward to our next time. Take it a step deeper, do more practice and less talking, and we will already know so many things about each other. Keep writing the chats. I will be very happy to gather them and to post them with the recording, and look at my Facebook website, page for the link to watch the recording. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Bruna. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria Bruna.
Love and
Thanks,
blessings.
everybody. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Sylvia, if you are still on, you can stay on. We can experiment.
Ciao.